So, I've told you what happened after my coffee with Zoe. It was deja vu all over again. So unbelievable, I almost didn't believe it. It was like I was in a dream. I wish I was. Anyway, we got back to the studio and I had my latte and I was getting to know Zoe. Well, it was more me talking about myself. She didn't really say much. Anyway, I asked where Crystal and I always forget the other one. Heather, right. I asked where they were, and turns out Crystal is at this tree hugging convention. Whatever, that's fine. So I asked where Heather was, and she messaged her and got a quick response. Get this, she was going to be at least another hour. A whole hour! Like, okay, Zoe and I will just sit and wait for you at the studio, hey? No, seriously, come on, who does she think she is? One thing that I hate, that's poor timekeeping. Punctuality is one of my buttons.
Well, I was at work that day, and I had to go off straight afterward, pretty much to do some, deal with some family matters, which is no one's business but mine. So I thought the best thing would be to text Zoe and just say, all right, same time tomorrow, because Crystal was at her, I don't know, Save the Planet convention or something like that. So that would have taken a good few hours, to be fair. So she wasn't going to show up that night anyway. So I just text Zoe and I said, same time tomorrow. Oh, actually, no, I think I told her 6:30. Oh, yeah, I did tell her 6:30, but I booked the room for 6. But anyway, well, at least we know that Zoe will be there at some point, and Roxanne will definitely be there if she thinks the practice is at 6. Although I don't know what time she'll turn up, but we shall see. As long as we all get there, it'll be fine, I'm sure.
You know, thinking about it, I sort of need to take back what I said. Not about punctuality, but about it being okay for Crystal to attend her thing, event, whatever. Is she really sacrificing crucial rehearsal time with her bandmates, might I add, to save a tree? Come on, all of us were. No, well, as a matter of fact, only Zoe and I were present. Oh, well, it's something that I've got to work on, isn't it? Disciplining my bandmate whenever necessary. I've picked up quite the caseload, haven't I?
I mean, we're easy going with things like that. We've all got full-time jobs, we've all got families and various other commitments. So we don't take ourselves too seriously. It's not that big of a deal, and I didn't think it would be that big of a deal, on that occasion. But as it happened anyway, on that day, for the first time in forever, I finished work early. So I rushed over to the studio, got there at 6 p.m. and obviously there was nobody there. And then I remembered that I'd actually told Zoe 6:30, but that was fine by me. I actually quite like being here by myself. It's great to, get in the zone and, get something really, really good and solid focus without various things, going on. And I love cranking the amps right up because this studio has some absolutely stellar amps. So, getting it right up to 11 and, so the walls just shaking. It's nothing better than that. Actually, this amp doesn't actually have an 11, but anyway, you get the gist.
Take 3. It's becoming like Groundhog Day, isn't it? Well, I turned up and got to the studio at about 5:45 p.m. I managed to book the studio a bit early. Don't tell Zoe, but it's what I did yesterday as well. That's why I was able to surprise her. Anyway, I got there and I was waiting for everyone for 15 minutes. Again, I know no one really turns up until 6 p.m., especially Zoe, but everyone was a no-show except me. Well, I had better things to do than just wait around, so I left a little post-it note. I carry a stack with me everywhere I go, and a pen as well. I just thought I'd go for a little walk and come back later. Well, as I came back, I opened the door and I saw what looked like Heather. Well, she was this typical rock chick playing tunes on her lead guitar. Anyway, I've never seen her before, so I politely introduced myself. But just like with Crystal, she couldn't hear me, even though I said excuse me a number of times. I even shouted hello. Still, nothing. Nothing at all. Like, do I not exist? I mean, at least with the drums it was loud, and I think Crystal might have been using earplugs. Although she is in her own world, so really who knows. Anyway, bottom line, Heather just blanked me.
So there I am, happy, in the zone, really working on this great chord progression and this great octave riff over the top, and then suddenly this shadow just creeps up on me, and then I look up tentatively and there's this woman standing in front of me, and she's just not saying anything, she's just looking at me, staring me down. So I was just thinking, is she lost? Like, how did she get in? And we end up having this sort of weird and completely unintentional just staring contest with each other, which was completely bizarre.
Hi, I'm Roxanne. Roxanne Jewel, you know, professional vocalist. I'm the new lead singer for the band. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard of me before. You know, I don't really know who you are, but it's fine. It's fine.
Well, I can only think she was amazed to see me. You know, their new vocalist. I bet she had a lot of questions. Ask me one question and that's more than Zoe ever asked.
So anyway, eventually, after this very awkward face-off, Roxanne, the Roxanne, of course, introduces herself, and she says something along the lines of, "Oh, hello, I am Roxanne. You may have heard of me from American Idol and Britain's Got Talent and all my Grammys and my Emmys and goodness knows what else she's done, yet no one's ever known the name. But my friends, my dearest friends, that is, call me Roxy. Oh, actually, you can call me Roxy too." Okay, all right, Roxanne.
I really don't know if she's being funny with me. She was rather direct, you know. I explained to her that all my dearest friends call me Roxy, but don't think I didn't notice her calling me Roxanne.
Yeah. So, I'm Heather. I'm the lead guitarist in the band. It's my lovely guitar here. It's not the only one I've got though. I've got quite a few others. Guitar's been my life. I've been playing since I was about 11 years old. I love all the metal, you know, the classic rock and all that kind of stuff. And you probably met the girls, you know, Zoe and Crystal. So yeah, we just love getting together, having fun, doing what we can. You know, because it's all about having fun, isn't it? Really enjoying yourselves and just making music and, you know, living your best life in that way, to be honest.
Oh gosh, yeah, the post-it note saga, that was brilliant. So basically, Roxanne had left a post-it note on this very amp that said she had to pop out, and she'd written it to Heta, Christelle and Zoe. You know, obviously to Heather, Crystal and Zoe. She spelled Heather, right, my name Heather, she spelled H-E-T-H-E-R, and Crystal, C-R-I-S-T-E-L. I mean, what? She did spell Zoe right, to be fair. We'll give credit where credit's due, but it is only 3 letters, so the bar's not exactly high. And I'm sure she can read and write because, you know, she's a lead singer. She learns lyrics every day. She puts set lists together. You know, so I'm pretty sure she doesn't lack in, you know, reading and writing skills. So I'm not sure what she was kind of playing at with that. But anyway, because I am petty and simple things please simple minds, I did actually keep that very post-it note, and it's almost become something of a lucky charm. So you can see, I'm not actually making this up, you can see exactly what's been written. See that?
Oh yeah, she made a whole song and dance about that flipping post-it note. I mean, she was able to read it at least, so what's the problem with the spelling?
I found the post-it note saga just way too funny, as you can probably tell. But Zoe and Crystal had a good laugh about it as well. It wasn't just me. Like, we are simple folk, simple people, and we just found it hilarious, and we still find it hilarious. So anyway, Roxanne then decided to change the subject, and she asked me where the other two were, and I said,
She's having an absolute laugh. Like, Zoe and Crystal couldn't make it. Well, Heather could have told me as soon as I arrived. What's the matter with them? First day, just Crystal. Second day, just Zoe. Third day, Heather's alone. 3 sessions, and I've yet to meet all of them at the same time. I mean, are they all the same person? It sure looks that way.
Oh, Roxanne was not happy when I said that. Though she didn't exactly walk in with rays of sunshine. The vibe was a little bit off with the epic stare down. But anyway, but you know, I've said this to her, and I've said before, we've all got full-time jobs, and we can't just, you know, drop everything, and things happen. Things don't always go to plan. You know, we don't take ourselves too seriously. It's not like we've got massive record producers breathing down our necks or anything. So I don't see what the problem is, to be honest. And, you know, it's almost as if Roxanne has just never had a job before. Like, she never worked and then had to rush straight over to band practice or whatever else she does. I mean, that's kind of the impression I get. Although maybe she hasn't had a job before, actually. Maybe she hasn't, and that's what this is all about. I should really have asked her that. Anyway, she'll have to get used to us, I suppose.
I'll never get used to this. Heather was being, you know, sarcastic and a little bit cheeky, actually. If this is how she chooses to deal with people, particularly people she's just met, that's her prerogative. I can do the same, but I like to reason with people, and I have the decency to tell people when they do something wrong. For starters, I told Heather that next time I want all of them there and on time. Assertiveness. That's the name of the game. Imagine we have a gig and one of them doesn't turn up, or they're late, or whatever pathetic reason. Things need to change. They definitely will change.